As we continue now with more news, in fact, the SABC presents the Summer of Togetherness campaign, which is a joyous celebration of unity and festive cheer that brings South Africans together this summer season. So as the country's public service broadcaster, the SABC is uniquely positioned to foster a sense of community and togetherness through its diverse range of programming. And so from heartwarming holiday specials to thrilling sports events, the SABC Summer of Togetherness campaign promises to deliver unforgettable moments that will resonate with audiences of all ages. So to tell us a little bit more, we're joined virtually by Themba, Gwejela, who's the SABC Group Executive for Corporate Affairs and Marketing. Themba, good morning, and thank you for joining us bright and early at this hour.
A very good morning to you, Lizel. I feel like you've said everything about this summer, so I don't know what to say. But very exciting times, I must say.
All right, let's delving a little bit deep at this point. Perhaps we can elaborate on the Summer of Togetherness campaign by the SABC that obviously celebrates South Africa's diverse culture.
Yeah. We always have celebrated summer. I think in true essence of the SABC brand, we've always been about celebrating country moments as a public broadcaster. In crafting this campaign, our thoughts were about how do we engage South Africans during this very big moment? Because if you really think of the idea of summer in South Africa, it's around the holidays, around Christmas. People do go back to their roots, to their families, to spend quality time, and really weddings, imigidi, all sorts of celebrations taking place around this particular festive season period. And there is no country in the world that I believe really celebrates moments better than South Africa. So summer is really the epitome of that spirit of being true South African. Our role as the public broadcaster was to create a vehicle through which South Africans can see themselves and also really celebrate and share in that spirit. So this summer campaign, which is going to be really facilitated across our 19 radio stations, as well as across our TV stations, is about celebrating that spirit of being a true South African. Whether you are with family, whether you're traveling, whether you're looking for sport, whether you're partying, we are there, we're capturing the moments and celebrating with you and showcasing that.
Themba, thank you for mentioning that because, you know, obviously SABC has an extensive radio and TV portfolio that will help to support the campaign's goals. Perhaps you could talk to us about how the campaign offers something for everyone. Perhaps there are some examples of the diverse content available.
Yeah, so if you think of how far SABC has come, I mean, it started in radio back then, 88 years ago, and then TV came in, which offered the visual aspect of really being able to see South African spirit come alive in visual format. And then we moved with the times and we got into the digital era where now people are able to, not depend just on watching TV and radio, but create their own moments. So in crafting this campaign, we looked at how do we create an opportunity for South Africans, firstly, to share their moments. So the campaign lives across different platforms. From a digital perspective, we want people to show us those moments through social media, through any platform that they engage us with. We want people to engage through our radio, through our programming in radio. So if you think of what we normally do around this time, from a Metro FM perspective, there's normally their summer campaigns that really go around the country, really getting into where the people are, around Cape Town, around Johannesburg, around Durban, etc. The same thing happens around 5, the same thing happens around Ukhozi, where we, at the end of the year, celebrate Ingoma Yahlukaniswa Unyaka, which is a very big moment in South Africa and celebrated by more than just Ukhozi FM listeners, but really by all South Africans. So in looking at how we do this campaign, we looked at pulling together all the different activities that the SABC generally does around this time under one umbrella, which is the Summer of Togetherness. And in that umbrella, we showcase that, but we also invite South Africans to co-create that content with us and share those moments with us. So it's not an SABC campaign in my mind, and I said this to my team. It's not an SABC campaign, it's a South African campaign, reminding us of how we do summer as South Africans. And in doing that, we do it differently. So somebody in Durban may celebrate this very differently to somebody in the Eastern Cape because the cultural aspects are different, because the spirit is different, because the weather is different. It's really about pulling all of that together to say, we see you as South Africans, you are diverse, but we celebrate summer with you and celebrate it with us and show us how you do summer. So it's a South African campaign more than an SABC campaign.
There's that element of fostering social cohesion and nation building as well. And so as we look at, how brands can leverage off of this and co-create as well, talk to us about the importance for brands and advertisers who also stand to them benefit from partnering with the SABC during this campaign.
Yeah, listen, it goes without saying, no one offers a more diverse audience, a bigger audience than the SABC to brands for partnering to get their message across. And I think you've got so much attention, at this time because people are on leave, people are with family, so they've got time to really engage with audiences. So we've got an engaged audience as well. From a brand opportunity perspective, again, it's the sheer size of the SABC's portfolio of radio, TV, and now digital, because we do have SABC Plus, which is the fastest growing OTT platform in South Africa at the moment. So for brands, it's really about partnering us to really engage with those audiences and have an opportunity to showcase their products, their services they're offering through the largest media platform available in South Africa. Obviously, in doing that, it's about finding resonance with the spirit of South Africa. And we think there are so many brands that really celebrate these moments that really fit well with the message that we're trying to bring across. And we invite them to come and partner with us in co-creating some of these moments. Because if you really think about it, yes, pay TV is a thing in South Africa, and people do, consume that, and people do afford entertainment to travel and to go to other spaces. But the bulk of South Africans cannot afford pay TV. They cannot afford to travel. So they gather around their family homes and really spend time together and really celebrate with the little that they've got. And no one reaches those audiences better than the SABC because we are free. Even our SABC Plus is free. You don't have to subscribe and pay. So for brands who are looking for the true South African family that really wants to engage with that audience, we offer that for them and nobody else does, really.
So Themba, just for clarity's sake, that call to action, what are you actually asking South Africans to do? The campaign, as you mentioned, it promises to deliver something for everyone. So the SABC ensuring that it meets the diverse needs and interests of our audiences alike. What do you want South Africans to do these summer holidays?
Yeah. So we have quite a lot to offer across our TV and our radio. I think what we're asking South Africans to do is to engage with that content. If you think of what we've always done, and I think we continue doing it because it resonates with South Africans, we offer movies around this time which are really taking you back, playing to that nostalgia. We invite South Africans to consume that content on TV and on SABC Plus, where if you are sitting with family and you are looking for something to really entertain you, watch our movies, watch our other programming across SABC 1, SABC 2, and SABC 3. And if you think of how we've packaged our content and our programming around those platforms, SABC 1 obviously will offer you more youthful content because it is a youth channel. So if you're looking for entertainment, if you're looking for coverage of some of the events that are taking place in the country that you can't get to, you can watch them live on SABC 1 and on SABC 2 and 3. And if you think about sport, summer is quite a big sporting season as well, things like cricket. You can't get to the stadium, but we offer that for you to be able to watch that on SABC Sport as well as our other normal TV channels. So we're inviting South Africans to really engage in what's happening in the summer season by watching it on SABC platforms and listening to it on radio. But also we're inviting South Africans to share how they do their summer, not just what they're consuming on our platforms, because I think in the spirit of celebrating the South African spirit, we want that to go far and wide. So it's not about us giving you the content only, but also sharing some of those moments. So South Africans as a whole really get to see how this big country 30 years later still has the biggest celebratory spirit in the world.
All right, that's Summer of Togetherness campaign. Of course, Themba Gwejela, SABC Group Executive for Corporate Affairs and Marketing this morning, chatting about the campaign that beautifully captures South Africa's rich, diverse culture of connection, celebration, and of course, creating lasting memories. Again, thank you to you, Themba, for joining us at this hour. So as we park that conversation there for now, let's take a quick ad break. We'll be right back after this. Stay tuned.